dice are cast, legends forged in echoes past, steel and spell the fates entwine, bound by oath and arcane sign. Roll the dice, the stars ignite, heroes rise to claim the night. Blade and fire, storm and steel, stand together, fate is real. Through the dark, the path unknown, whispers call from ancient stone. Trials test the strong and wise. Will you fall or will you rise? Battle cries, the clash of war. Thunder cracks, one roll, one more. Destiny calls, hear the sound. Stand your ground, don't back down. Roll the dice, the stars ignite. Heroes rise to claim the night. Victory or death untold. Dare you chase the tales of old? The adventure begins. The adventure begins. Shadows rise, the dice are cast, legends forged in echoes past, steel and spell the fates entwine, bound by oath and arcane sign. Roll the dice, the stars ignite, heroes rise to claim the night. Blade and fire.
Myself.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is
Hi.
Thursday night.
Be careful
Yay,
how you
Thursday.
say what day it is.
It is the fourth day of the work week.
It might be copyrighted or something.
And
I
we
don't
are-
know.
We are here to play a tabletop role-playing game made by a company.
Exactly. That.
Yeah. On to more non-sponsored announcements. Roxy, we've had an exciting week. What do you got going on?
Well, how's it going, guys? I've got lots to talk about today. First off, the usual stuff. If you like what you see and you're already following us, it would seriously help us if you gave us a follow. Follows are free and they help the channel grow so we can keep bringing you the D&D content you love. You can find us here on Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify. links all down below. And if you're seeking a like-minded community of D&D loving nerds to continue the conversation, do you wish for a place to join a game? Look no further than the Nerdz Discord community. Join our Discord and find your seat at our table. And also, the Discord is where you can find our new merch shop that I just opened this week. We've got some new stuff in the merch shop, and I think I put a link below on Twitch here too now, so it should say Nerdz merch, so you can click on there, and it's even connected to our Twitch. So if you buy stuff while we're on air, I might still need to set up the alerts in my OBS, but besides that, it's supposed to alert us that you bought something. So that's kind of cool. And you can actually gift stuff to other people as well while we're live on air, which I think would be really awesome and fun. But we've got requisite t-shirts. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the gifted 10 subs, Anonymous.
Thank you. That is awesome. Wow.
They were so excited about my announcements.
Yeah, it's a great announcement. Great announcement. And some really cool stuff in the store. I know we've been talking about some other designs and things and other items that we want to add in there as time goes on. So just,
yeah, we've got the requisite like t-shirt and hoodie and some hats and a journal and things like that. But down the road,
Grunda socks.
Yeah, we have Grunda socks. Jin's made me do it. He insisted on Grunda socks. But I do plan on releasing new items to the merch shop, probably about 3 every single week. So maybe Thursdays will be my release day when I announce all the new items, so that'll be cool as well. And we'll be doing stuff for all your favorite characters. If you have notes or things you'd like to suggest, you can go over to our Discord and you can suggest things in our suggestions area as well. I will take those seriously for the merchandise. So.
Absolutely. There's a whole lot of other really cool stuff coming down the pipe that I would love to tell you about, but I can't yet. So just stay tuned. But I think that's it. No town crier tonight because nobody's popped in there and given us any information. So if you want to head over to the town crier in our Discord, let somebody know you love them. Congratulate them on a birthday or an anniversary or a promotion, whatever it is. If you want to give them a shout out on the show, go to our Discord, go to town crier. Let us know, and we'll make sure they hear it on screen. Yes,
we are living in the 90s, and maybe I'll hold a boombox over my head when I say them.
It's our version of a jumbotron, because we're not going to do a kiss cam.
Kiss cam. I'll kiss my cats. I have cute cats. I know that, let's see, the Hunger returns next week, next Tuesday. It wasn't this week, but it does return next week on Tuesday. And next Thursday, if you want to talk about this, you can, where we're going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, next Thursday, we are having a special episode of Everlorn that is going to be DM'd by the one and only Kyle, who plays Bigley. I will be out of town for some family stuff that week, so we want to keep the stream going. We don't want to miss a day, so we're going to do a standalone Everlorn story that Kyle's going to run for the rest of the group. So tune in for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. He runs a great game, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So.
And maybe get used to seeing him as a DM. Just a little tidbit, egg of knowledge. Just maybe.
Actually, you still have open seats for that, right?
I do.
Yeah, so head on over into Discord and take a peek at what Kyle's got cooking in the events interest channel, because
it's gonna be fun.
I think that gets our announcements out of the way.
I think so.
I think we can start to tackle what the people came for.
What did they come for? What are we here?
Without further ado,
Pineapple juice.
Don't get him
Pineapple
started.
juice. Butterknife. Bigley is played by Kyle. But anyway, let's dive in. Last week, you all began our session in combat with a couple of very, let's say, aggressive creatures. And all of you went down more than once in that fight. But you did emerge victorious. You were able to rest, lick your wounds. Lady Rosalyn finally had a chance to sneak the magic beard mushroom that she got from Bigley. And had a rather, I won't say uneventful trip off of it, but certainly a fun one. And then Bigley tempted fate by going into the burrow that those creatures that almost killed the entire party emerged from, where he found some loot, acquired one of their eggs, and then almost died again, escaping from yet another one of those monsters. But you did escape. You were revived, the monster was slain, and then Straw Bill saw a figure in the darkness, in the jungle, watching you. And as soon as Straw Bill saw this figure, it vanished into the forest. And that is where we will pick up.
I feel like when I was approaching him, I was like Jim Belushi in the Animal House in front of the admin building. And that about as stealthy as that, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've seen this. You're still in your camp in the jungle. Bigley is recuperating from his injuries. What are you guys doing?
I'm so sorry.
So did Shawbill, like, so he saw him, dude took off.
The
Now
last
he has
thing
to
that
tell us
happened?
what happened.
Yeah, the last thing that
the last thing happened
was he
So-
saw that figure, and that figure disappeared into the brush, and Strawbill just said, iteration? And then
Right.
that's
So
the moment we find ourselves.
it's like I think Roz and Bigley were off doing their own thing. They were kind of, I guess, doing chatting back and forth or something back alone, and Bill was across the water. So I guess, Bill, how do you want to approach like letting us know what you saw? I saw him, but I didn't hear. I probably didn't hear what you said to him. Maybe
You would have seen him remark at something in the
Mhm.
bushes, but you had just finished killing the beast, and you guys are tending to Bigley at the moment, so your attention is very much elsewhere.
So for me, I would have once I got over there and kind of like investigated where he was. I would have maybe struck a lantern to see if I could see his tracks, possibly.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
start to invest. What time of night are we at, or what time of day are we at?
At this point, because you guys took a long rest and then you took another long rest, so at this point, it's probably around like 2 a.m.
Oh, so it's
So
okay.
it is very
It's
dark.
dark.
It's a little cold. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to I'm going to pull out my lamp. I'll start to look around, but I'm not gonna go traipsing off into the forest like a
Sure.
dum-dum. But I am gonna see like what his tracks look like. Were there tracks? Like
Sure.
how like
Go ahead and make me a
pristine-
survival roll. You're actively looking for tracks, so I'm gonna say a survival check.
22.
You do find tracks. They appear to be, fairly heavy looking deep depressions, probably like, you know, an inch and a half deep in the sort of the soft jungle floor. So whatever made them is heavy for its size, but it appears to be a normal human shaped footprint. It just lacks the sort of organic detail that a normal foot would have. You know, it
Right,
almost
it's more
looks
like
like
a
someone's
boot
wearing a
sole.
boot where the sole of the boot is shaped like a foot.
Okay.
You know,
Um.
and they kind of go off into the bush, and you lose them after once the torchlight sort of dims out past, you know, your visible area. You can't see them anymore, but you definitely get a general direction of where they're going. Whatever made them's not trying to hide them.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was my next question. Was
Yeah.
Are they like
Yeah.
it was standing there, but it didn't seem to be hiding, and then also it took off running, but it wasn't doing so quietly, and it
Right.
left tracks. Okay. Boot.
Did I see any of
Um,
that? Because, you know, I woke up from like right before the battle.
Yeah, you were sort of splashed with water and by a misplaced shape water spell, and you sort of kind of started to sober up, dripping and spluttering, and forget what you did immediately after that, because I think you cast Featherfall on Bigley as he
Yeah.
was knocked out of the sky. I want to
if
say you were been tending to Bigley at that point.
Yeah, I think she was
Yeah.
because I think
Should've looked for more
me
mushroom.
and Straw Bill were the only ones that saw him. I made
Yeah.
eye contact with Bill, and we kind of
Yeah.
he like devised a plan to go over and do that.
Right.
So I think those two were completely oblivious of what was
Right.
going on.
Yeah, because you guys were like using military hand signals
Yeah.
of a sort to kind of work it out.
Yeah.
So I don't think you would have noticed any of that.
Okay. So I'm just tending to Big Leak.
You might notice that I have lit the lamp, and I'm like kind of like there's a light off to one side over in the distance. I will I'll make my way back to the camp, and then I'll tell Vivhik. I'll walk up to Vivhik and be like, I don't know what it was, but whatever it was wasn't a good word would be organic. It seemed to be mechanical, kind of like iteration, but it had a face, like I could see a mouth and eyes, instead of like that shield thing that covers iteration's face. And it looked like it was made out of wood. I have noticed that it was made out of wood.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like. It doesn't look like metal that has been like sort of artistically shaped like wood, right? It definitely is. What it would have looked like was sort of a wooden body with, you would have noticed like some very faint. You wouldn't have seen everything, obviously, but some very faint like brass filigree in certain places that looked almost decorative or armor-like. But the general, like, where flesh would be on a normal human creature or humanoid creature, that part of his body was definitely wood.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll convey that to Vivhik. But it seems like he ran off, or it ran off. But it also ran off in the same direction that the needle is pointing, off to the southeast. So maybe we should look to see if it might have been like a guard or like a sentry or something. There might be civilization off that way.
I'm sitting there just kind of stroking my beard as he's describing that to me and trying to figure out. And I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. It sounds like you have a pretty good idea of what you saw. I mean, obviously, it sounds like this island is has more than we thought, more to offer than we thought. There's more to this island than with just those crystals, probably.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
So,
completely surprised about that, but yeah, it's mysteries
I
about.
think we need to let the other two know that we might be facing more than just a magic crystal at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll kind of gesture towards those two as I start to walk over to Roz and Bigley.
Is Bigley is he like awake right now?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
you're good.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
cool.
a
cool.
little out of it for sure, but you guys have
I'm probably
are getting
like
to a point where-
mother henning him, like
Mhm.
I just like making sure he's comfy and okay and everything like that.
right.
As I walk over, and I'm assuming Bill's kind of next to me.
Nope.
Nope, you're not. Okay.
Nope. Well, yeah, I'll let you walk over. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm kind of upset at Bigley for dragging up another creature while we were trying to rest. I don't want to go over that.
So I walk up and I'm like, hey, go to Roz and Bigley. I'm like, hey, you two, Bill, and I look over my shoulder thinking that he followed me, and he's not there, and I'm like, oh. And I look over to see what you're doing, and it looks like you're like preoccupied with stuff. And
When I would have seen you start walking over towards us, like you would have seen me kind of finish messing with my beard a little bit, and then just shoving something up into my beard.
Oh, that's
I
right.
probably would just shake my head at the action. At this point, it doesn't surprise me. Whatever. But yeah, I go up to you two and I'm just like, hey, Bill saw something weird, or I kind of saw it too. I think we're being watched by something that might not entirely be human.
What do you mean?
Well, you remember that iteration fellow that at Graham's?
Yeah.
Bill
What
was
is
kind of
that?
saying it's. Have you not met him yet?
No.
Bigley has not.
Big
Well,
he wasn't
no,
at-
you,
He was
you
kind
didn't.
of there, but he never got
Yeah.
introduced to him.
Yeah,
okay.
he was at the docks when you guys left, so Bigley would have seen him, but no, can't place name to face.
Yeah.
Or no,
He was
maybe
that
not.
big ornate robot
Oh,
looking thing.
the metal man.
The metal man. Yeah, that's the dude. Anyway, Bill says he saw one. He saw something kind of like that. And it had like green glowing eyes, and it looks like it was made out of wood instead of metal.
What?
But it ran off, and it ran off in the direction that the compass was pointing to.
That
We don't know
doesn't
entirely what
make
that means yet.
sense.
But yeah, well,
Why
a lot
would
of things
there
on this
be
island
a
don't make sense.
robot in the middle of the jungle on an island?
I mean, I'm not really versed in robot knowledge. I don't know where iteration came from. Really didn't bother to ask, to be honest.
I just kind of assumed somebody made him.
Well, I mean, we could assume that whoever made him could be here.
I suppose so.
We also don't know if that's actually the case.
What does
We're
that
making an
mean
educated
then?
guess. It means that
I mean,
we
iteration
aren't.
he's good. He's a nice guy.
I mean, we
Has-
don't know.
In the time that did he see him do anything negative?
It sounds like he
Oh.
just ran off,
He was just watching us?
and he was just watching us. He didn't do anything hostile, as far as I know. I mean, you can ask him yourself.
Hmm.
But anyway, what I want to basically say is we've got to be more careful. before we were just assuming that we're dealing with mutated plants and animals, but there is more to this island that we're discovering, and we don't know what the threats are beyond those plants over there.
I mean, I feel like we're being pretty careful. We're all alive in here.
And I kind of give you like an eye roll and look at Bigley like, really? He's still feeling those mushrooms, huh?
How was I supposed to know we were gonna get attacked again? I mean, I thought it was bedtime. It seemed like a good time to chill. I wanted to relax. We had a hard day.
Oh, lessons learned.
I was bored.
Of course you were. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. Keep your eyes open. Keep your wits about you as much as you can. I'm assuming we're chilling till the daytime.
You going back to your girlfriend?
I don't think anybody else knows about that, Rox. Keep it on the low.
There's a woman?
Yes, she's right there.
She's kind of pretend.
And you'll
None of
call
your
me
business.
crazy.
None of your business. And I'll just turn around and start walking away.
Rosalyn's a little bit, I don't think she realized it, but she's a little bit jealous about you and wanting to get to know her more. You've been acting different since you've met her.
And you've not seen
And
the
I
clips, so
haven't.
you just
yeah,
know. Right.
because he told me.
Right.
And from the outside looking in, you've been acting different.
So when Vivhik kind of goes to sit down, I'll walk up. I'll take first watch. We still have quite a ways until the sun comes up. So if you want to rest, go ahead. And I'll climb up on the end of the fallen tree bridge, like the root system, and I'll sit up there with the lamp.
Okay.
And then just keep watch. And then in a few hours, I'll go wake Vivhik up. I'll let Lady Rosalyn sleep, and I will avoid Bigley like the plague.
Okay. Is there anything any of the rest of you are going to attempt to do before you take your rest?
I am going to kind of just waddle myself over to my tent and then cast sleep on myself. And when I do that, wild magic will trigger from last time.
Yep.
So I saw the chaos thing.
Yep.
Disturbing.
And
Oh, God.
72.
He turns into an eagle and flies away.
I am frightened. The DM determines the source of my fear.
Oh no.
It's like you take so much in all the other episodes, and then today you start by giving me a gift.
No. This is before bedtime? Kid.
Oh. Well.
So
You go
that's probably
over-
while I'm asleep then.
Right. So you go over, you cast sleep on yourself. And first of all, what does it look like as you're casting? So, like, are you just walking over and you're just like, boink, and then out, or?
No, so when I cast sleep on myself specifically, like I'm going to basically cocoon myself in beard.
You just like wrap yourself up in a little beard. Beard
Yeah, but like,
blanket.
yeah, completely
like,
covered.
like a beard sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you're laying there, you actually you have a nightmare. And the nightmare that you have, and one of the first times where your shenanigans have actually caught up to you, is you are reliving the experience you just had of flying out of the ground with that beast chasing you and it breathing that breath on you. Only this time you're not saved by Lady Rosalyn and a Featherfall spell. You're not saved by even Straw Bill. You fall out of the sky and you land in the back of this thing's throat, and it begins to swallow you. And you wake up at that, terrified, because it felt so real. What do you do?
I kind of wake up, cold sweat, kind of, and jump up, kind of look around. Is anybody else like? Is everybody asleep?
Everybody's
What time
asleep
is it?
except for Bill. It's
So
probably
I
been an hour.
don't know what I need to roll, but I went to my tent, and while I was outwardly, defiant and whatnot, inwardly, I did feel guilty that, I took mushrooms and partied, and then we had to have another battle, and I was like asleep in the middle of it. So I did feel guilty about that. So, and I knew that Straw Bill wasn't going to wake me for a shift. So I don't know what I need to roll, but I want to try to stay awake all night and listen in my cat form for anything bad to try and take watch the whole night.
Okay. I
Should I roll something,
Okay.
and maybe like if I don't roll well, I fall asleep?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'm awake, but I didn't tell anybody that.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge. I would assume you're trying to be
I'm trying to make up
subtle
for
about
it.
it, right?
Yeah, and just trying to be a little more responsible.
But you don't want your my question is, are you trying to play it off like they don't know you're awake?
Right.
I will have you make me a performance check
Okay.
to see how well you're selling that. I'll give you a choice: performance or deception. Performance, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to do that easily enough. With Bigley having his nightmare and Vivhik sleeping, probably communing with Eclipse, and Straw Bill on watch on the top of the tree stump. You're doing a pretty good job of selling that you're sleeping. But Bigley wakes with a start and sort of a poof of his beard cocoon that as he sort of snaps out of it. And Straw Bill and Lady Rosalyn, you do both. He's not quiet about this. And Bigley, yeah, you're legitimately terrified right now. What do you do?
I'm guessing that I would have just would I have gotten my spell slots back by now? Or not yet?
I would say at the moment you haven't rested enough.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll kind of burst out of my tent and cast Enlarge on myself.
Okay.
To kind of grow huge and be like ready for a fight, and I'm just kind of looking around looking for one of those things. Yeah. Kind of beard all furled out.
Sure. And you when you cast Enlarge on yourself, you just grow to the size of a normal person.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which means your beard is your beard still proportional? Like, is it
Oh,
covering you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that. Okay. But yeah, you walk out and the first thing you notice is, that open hole in the ground. and the monster corpse next to it. I mean, that's all still there. And it is a little reassuring to see that, but I mean, you know there are more eggs down there. You know that there's the possibility that there are more of those creatures down there. So your comfort is that you know they can die, but you have no idea how many more are there. And you kind of, you're a little hyper alert and a little suspicious of everything. Like the ground, because there's a river running on all sides of you guys right now. You're on that island. There's sort of tremors of the water are setting you off. Those could be more of those creatures. And so yeah, you're definitely unnerved. Strawbill, what are you doing as you see this?
I will not do anything. I am standing watch, looking outward from our little camp. I'll hear him moving around. But anything that he's doing, unless I hear peculiarities, like if he starts casting magic or doing something of like an assertive nature, if he's just jumped up and freaked out, like that is not an unusual
Right.
sound.
Right.
So I think he deserves it. Let him deal with his trauma, and let him simmer in those juices for a while. But yeah, no, I have no sympathy or compunction to be kind to him right now.
Okay. No, that's fine. Lady Rosalyn, are you still selling that you're sleeping, or do you have a reaction to this?
My ears are gonna perk up, and I'm gonna have a low undertone growl, not towards Bigley, but like towards whatever he's afraid of at that moment.
Sure. And you see him just intently staring at that burrow.
Yeah.
Off to the side of your camp.
Yeah, I'll just do a low growl.
All right.
Would I hear that?
Make me a perception check.
Eight.
No.
Okay.
No, you wouldn't. You're too focused on your fear and on that hole in the ground and the body next to it.
I'm gonna go over to the body and kind of look for a stick that's decently long and kind of poke at it, make sure it's actually dead.
Okay, it's dead. For sure. It's starting to stink too. It is actually quite foul. And you can see, like, as you're looking at the body, like its mouth, where it breathes that sort of noxious vapor, like it's all black and sort of around its teeth and gums are all cracked, and that's all starting to decay almost faster than, like, you can kind of watch it sort of rot in on itself as this thing is slowly decaying. But
so then you'll see me just take out, you'll see me reach up into my beard and grab 2 daggers and just start, like, stabbing it a bunch, going crazy.
Sure.
And what color is its blood?
It's blood. It's red.
It's red.
Red,
Okay.
red blood. Yeah.
Never mind then.
At that point, I will. Once I hear him start to stab the body, I will turn around and be like, "Keep it down, lest you attract more creatures from the woods."
Go ahead. As he says that, and you're stabbing the body. Go ahead and make me a strength check real quick.
Strength check.
Mhm.
Modified.
Oh, nice.
So you're stabbing this thing, and you're kind of getting yourself worked up as you do it to the sort of just this fervent, repeated. You're kind of taking out all of your fear and frustration on this body, and then with your last blow, you bring one of your daggers down and you hit the that bony plate that's on its head, and your dagger sticks in for a second, and then you snap the blade off. And are kind of just breathing heavily, and that kind of snaps you out of what you're doing, takes you back to reality for a second, and that fear begins to fade.
Okay. You'll just see me kind of walk back towards my tent, and as I'm walking, I'll be shrinking back down to size. And then kind of just try to curl myself back up and try to fall back asleep.
Out of curiosity, did you leave your broken dagger next to the body of the creature?
Yeah, I would have just thrown it on the ground.
Okay. I will go and take that.
Okay. So you are you taking just the hilt, or are you going to try and take the shard of blade? It's probably a good 3/4 of the blade is lodged in this thing's cranial plate.
I'll kind of mess with it to see if I can get it out. But if it's like a bunch, if
It's
more
pretty in there. I mean, you figure you could get it out, but it's gonna take some finesse to do it. It is just a blade.
Yeah. No, but then I will also, like, as I get close to the creature, I'll notice how like stinky scenty
Oh
it is.
yeah, it is.
And I might start to like figure out how to get it into the river to wash to like I have my block and tackle, I have my rope, I have some chain.
Good.
Like I might be able to get this thing.
Yeah, if you
away.
want to try and do that. I mean, there's some, again, some larger trees, logs, and things around you that you could figure out some sort of a with your block and tackle. I mean, it's going to take a lot of work to do that, and a lot of time.
I mean, I got hours.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Go ahead and I'm going to have you make me like let's go with like a survival check to set it up.
Survival 24.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, you get your block and tackle set up, and you even after a little bit of finagling are able to get this thing sort of strapped in. Are you going to try and move this with your body weight, or are you going to try and figure out other means? Because this thing is,
I will
massive.
express this. Right, I will express this now. I know it takes far more than what I can muster from my body weight to move the world. So I will use leverage and geometry and all sorts of other things to figure out how to get this thing gone. This is a mind focus for me. It's like this is a large obstacle, and I'm like using my smarts to using my smarts to get rid of it.
All right. Go ahead and make me another survival check. I'll give you advantage because you rolled so high on the last one.
Okay. Well, yay for advantage.
Right.
Or not.
Ooh. I'll say the biggest obstacle you're facing right now in moving this thing is finding something else that has enough mass that you can kind of counterbalance that thing with to get it.
Yeah.
To be able to move the monster. Like It's almost like, God, if I had another one that was close enough to push off, this would work. You know what I mean?
Right. And I look over at Vivhik lying there sleeping. If I tie it to his foot.
With his armor on, he's about heavy enough.
Mind you, while I'm sleeping, I'll probably have a shit-eating grin on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I know not to wake people with that expression on their face.
Yeah, he's like sleeping and he's holding his halberd, but like not
God.
like a weapon. It's not at the ready. The halberd's not at the ready anyway.
It's at the ready.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I'll say at the moment, like your best option. Feel free to suggest something else, but at the moment, your best option, as far as you can see, is to kind of just wait till Vivhik is up for his watch, and maybe the two of you can do it when he wakes up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just have it ready to go. Like, I will have devised the plan.
Sure.
So once he wakes up, then we can get rid of this gross ass thing. Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Do. Now, 18. Do I see glowing green eyes in the jungle?
You don't. You do hear off in the distance what sounds like a hawk screeching. So you kind of mark that as being feeling out of place on this island,
Right.
given some of the other animals that you've seen already, but also some of the things that you've seen are, not normal by any measure. So maybe that's totally normal for this island. You have really no way of knowing.
I'm going to do something.
Sure.
I'm going to respond in kind to the hawk call.
Okay.
With your bird sounds.
Because you're using mimicry,
With my
right?
mimicry, not bird sound. Lady Rosalyn is your bigotry.
Okay. You can just do that, right? You don't have to do anything else.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Do I hear him doing that? Am I still awake?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you're trying to sleep, and you can just hear him making that noise.
To kind of pass the time, I'm gonna hear him trying to communicate with it, and let me make sure this will work the way I want it to.
I will throw a torch at your tent.
Give me 1 second. Sorry. Let me make sure. Can I tell how far away the bird is?
Well, Bill is right.
Not that bird.
island.
The other bird.
The other one.
Not a bird.
Well, the bird noise that you're making is right outside Bigley's tent. But the actual bird that was heard in the distance, it is coming from probably the southeast of your island. So same general direction. It's a little hard to pinpoint because it does sound far away, but same general direction as where the compass was pointing. Okay.
Then what I'm just gonna do is I'm going to silently cast. Oh wait, I can't do it completely silently. I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I can and just cast Speak with Animals so I can understand what the bird is trying to say.
Oh. Okay. So you do that, and
Does Strawbill speak bird?
I do not.
He doesn't. He's mimicking it. It's a very different thing. So, when Bill makes his noise, all it sounds like he yells the word. He yells, "I'm looking," and that's it.
And does the other one?
No response.
Oh, because he mimicked what the other
Bill
guy
mimicked
said?
it. Yeah, it'd be like it's the equivalent of, let's say, like not understanding Spanish and saying a Spanish word,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. I'm gonna speak out and just be like, "Do you even know what you're saying?"
No, because I'm not a bird.
You said you're looking, and then I'm just gonna roll
I'm-
over.
Well, you should be sleeping. Well, if he's looking, that means he's yeah. Okay. With that information, I will assume that that bird is either talking to other birds, or if it's a hawk, or a hunting bird, it might be trained. So, or it might be a druid's
Familiar.
pet or something,
Yeah.
or familiar. Yeah, there's a million and one options for that. So, yeah, yeah. And since I don't know where or who it's attached to, or what the actual context is, like,
Right. Okay.
but yeah.
The rest of your watch goes fairly uneventful. You do still. It's a very active jungle. You can hear all sorts of insects and other night birds and things, and there are distant sort of feline growls and things off in the jungle, and larger things even that you can hear moving around, but nothing seems to be coming close to your camp. At this point, you can wake Vivhik for his watch. I mean, it's depending on how much longer you are all going to rest. I'd say at this point, it was about 2 a.m. when you started your watch. It's about 4 now, maybe almost 5-ish even. So dawn's rapidly approaching as it is.
Yeah, so I'll wake Vivek, and when you are up and at 'em, I'll kind of explain that I was trying to get rid of the body of the beast, because it is now more hours old, and it is
Much fouler.
probably stinking more. Yeah, so yeah, I will. I'll ask for your assistance in trying to get rid of it.
I'll look up and just look at the machinery that you just put together, and I'm like, this is impressive. What do you need me to do?
So I will, I, as a player, am not sure exactly how that would work, because I understand like a chalk system, so we could wrap a rope around something and then pull it. I might need you as an anchor to kind of move and get the creature out into the water. So I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, we'll figure it out together, and then get that thing in the water so that it disappears.
How big is this creature?
I mean, I'm
pretty big. Can I just
you're like
toss
what,
it in there
7?
myself?
No, it's bigger than you are.
It's bigger than I am.
It's
Sure.
bigger than you are. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
What if?
I mean, these things are big enough where the one of the last ones was going to swallow Straw Bill whole.
That's not saying much.
Right.
It's
They're big.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
big.
an easy thing to do.
If I was to enlarge myself, would I be able to?
No, but I would say I'll give you. I'm going to have this be a strength check, so I'll give you advantage on that. On that strength check.
If I enlarge myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll try. I'll try Bill Swayze first and see. So I'm assuming there's some sort of rope you want me to pull on.
Yeah. There's a whole thing where it's like
Right.
there's a rope that goes around a tree that is attached to the creature, so that as we pull the rope, the creature goes into the water and
Okay.
and away from us. So we just need to pull the rope this way, and it'll move the creature that away.
Okay. I'll take the rope and tie it around my waist.
Sure.
Give it a couple good knots, and start to. Probably I'll just face the opposite direction and start walking.
Let's see. Go ahead and make me a strength check, please.
Yay. It's an 11.
With advantage.
Oh, the advantage. Well, I didn't get bigger.
You're not enlarged yet,
Oh.
right? So
So 11 for the first one.
11. Yeah, it's I'd say you guys are probably over here doing this. And they're camping over here. It is dead weight. You know, you're pulling on it and it's got a little give to it. But really all you're doing is just tightening the rope around the creature for the moment and sort of stressing that material out. But go ahead and try again if you'd like.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, I guess
So
size doesn't mean that much.
as you're pulling on it, the rope, because this thing, like I said, is already deteriorating quite rapidly. And as you're pulling on this thing, it kind of cuts into the flesh of this creature a little bit and sort of just disembowels it to a point, because you're pulling on it so hard, and then the rope does snap. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw to keep from falling on your ass.
Okay. 16.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to keep from falling on the ground, but now where this thing is it's got this big sort of gaping wound in its abdomen, and its intestines and fluids have kind of spilled out onto the ground, and there's one of the things you ruptured was some kind of organ sac inside, and there's this black ichor-like liquid that comes out along with all the blood and viscera, and wherever that liquid touches, it starts immediately just eating into the ground, almost like acid. Whatever it is incredibly potent stuff.
I look at Bill and I kind of give him a shrug, like, I tried.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. I'll like pull up the rope and everything and start to dismantle the pulley system. And how damaged is the rope?
How long was it to begin with? It was 50 feet.
50 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you've probably got about like a 40-foot length and a 10-foot length at this point from where it broke.
Okay, well, I'll use my sleight of hand and rope skills and tie them back together.
Sure, make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. May I have advantage because I am a pirate and this is my job?
That's
You know what?
fair. That's fair.
I cannot argue with logic. It's hard for me to argue with logic. So I will give you advantage on that, given your background. There you go. Yeah, you're able to tie it together well enough.
Okay.
Definitely did a good job. Good job.
Right? Yay! I can't
I'll,
climb a tree, but I can fix a rope.
I'll
Right.
go over to after it and grab the rope out of Bill's hand and just kind of give it a nice little test. And I'm like, it's a pretty good knot.
Go
Give
ahead
it
and
back to him.
go ahead and make me a strength check.
Shit.
Yeah, if you break it right after I fixed it,
15.
You really kind of, and it's good, but like you can hear it kind of creak a little bit. It makes you nervous, Bill, but it doesn't come apart.
yeah, I'll take it
I'll
back
say-
from you. Like, yeah,
I'll say
yeah,
the knot's good at least.
right. I mean, spent
bro-
4 years learning how to do
Mm.
that, so
Yeah.
I'm going to then go far, far away from the stinking dead body, and
Oh, the smell is infinitely worse now that it's open. Like,
that it's cracked open.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I might. I'm going to go down to the beach. And I'm. What happens if I just start spraying water on the thing?
You can find out.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, where that water touches, it starts to sort of dissolve the meat, and it just kind of eats into it, eats away at it. Yeah, it's almost like you're pouring acid on the thing.
Okay, so yeah, I'll
not
just keep
helping
going
the
until-
smell at all. It's getting real acrid. I mean, there's vapor coming off of it as you're doing this.
How far away are they from? Is that body from us in the
Like
tents?
40 feet.
Probably no. I'd say it's probably about like 30 feet. You guys wouldn't have set up shop that close to it.
Okay. So the smell is not in my area?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, like you can get like you with your senses, you're getting a faint whiff of it, but it's not overpowering. The wind hasn't shifted in that direction yet.
Yep. So I'll just work on that until it's dead, and then.
Yeah, it
Go
takes. I mean, it takes a while. Like I said, this is a big beastie.
Big critter.
But eventually, I mean, you're able to like, as you're doing this, you're able to sort of like you figure out like, oh well, I can actually like if I start pouring it on the joints, like the arm will come off, and then you can toss the arm in the river, that sort of thing.
Gross.
Right.
But it is foul. Go ahead and make me another perception check as you're all doing this.
I notice my hand is at the end of my arm.
Yep. Yeah, you're focused on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I had advantage on that, too.
Have we gotten a rest at this point?
At this point, yeah.
Okay. Do I get any exhaustion back?
How many points did you have? You had 2.
I'm at 3.
You're at 3. Yeah, you're at 2 now.
Okay.
Would that mean the rest of us are at 0?
You're at 0. You've been sleeping like a baby up until this point.
Cool.
Yeah,
You set
I
up
rolled a
his
20.
perception.
I rolled a 21 perception.
I see that. You
Minus 4 is gonna be 9.
you can see one of these giant plant creatures has made its way to the edge of this riverbank. It's not moving, it's just kind of standing there being a plant. But you see it, you clock it, you know it's there.
Cool.
And it just seems to be standing there. It's kind of got some tendrils sort of out amongst the tree branches, and its mouth is, gaping open. I mean, essentially, it's just a giant Venus flytrap, right? So.
Right. That's mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just continue to patrol until it's I don't know. Did we ever discuss who's next? Probably
Well,
not. I'll figure it out.
You're
Well, the
next,
sun
and
would be up.
Bill's gonna go to sleep. But yeah, the
Right,
sun
sorry.
is coming up at this point.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, I'll stay awake until probably around that time. Meanwhile, I guess during my shift, I'm thinking about trying to make a flying familiar.
Oh, interesting. With your find steed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had Luna before.
Uh-huh.
I think I would like. Is there like a?
Griffin.
I was thinking a griffin. Yes,
That's what
I
you're
was
big
thinking.
would be big enough to fly and carry you. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking a griffin. I don't know what limitations there are to what animals and stuff I
A
can.
hippogriff. But
At the moment, I don't believe find steed. Yeah, horse, camel, direwolf, or so it can't. You're not capable at the moment
Okay.
of creating a flying steed. But the world's a big place,
Oh, there-
and people know all kinds of different magics. That might be something that you can look into down the road.
Ooh.
I want a hippogriff.
Is that right? Lady Rosalyn, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Yes, sir. Well, that's not great.
That's not great. You're going to gain a point of exhaustion after your trip that you
Yeah.
had, and then losing consciousness because it turned out to be a very bad trip, and then trying to stay awake all night afterwards. Like you are not rested by any measure.
But I was listening.
You were. You were. You did good. You did do good. But you are very tired now. What are the rest of you doing?
As the sun rises and it's about time to head out, I'm kind of preparing, kind of cleaning up, picking up things that we might have left behind, just getting everybody ready to get going as soon as everybody's ready to go, because I want to make the most of the daylight that we have.
Before it gets too hot.
That too.
Oh, was the temperature bothering you? I thought you were a pirate and used to this humidity.
It's still sweltering hot. Like,
This
Yeah,
is a
it's-
rainforest.
You can be
I
used to
know.
it and still be like, this is miserable. And
Yeah.
it is hot. It is miserable.
So I've been thinking, right? Prestidigitation says that I can chill or warm or flavor non-living materials. So does that mean I could make my clothes chiller so it's like cool for me, like little air conditioning?
Did you say with thaumaturgy or prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can
Oh,
absolutely
sweet.
use it.
Yeah.
I do that. I do that to myself. So that I'm not sweating because I'm a princess and I don't sweat.
uh-huh.
Birds don't sweat either. If you were a bird.
I'm not a bird.
What-
Maybe that's
so
your
yeah, you
problem.
cast prestidigitation on yourself to do that, and like it sort of blows your hair back like that sort of slow Farrah Fawcett, hair in the wind kind of thing for half a second. But yeah, you're able to kind of cool
Chill
yourself
my
off
clothes.
a brief personal air conditioning unit Bigley, when you wake up, you feel sort of an emptiness about you, like something was taken from you in the night. But and you feel there's a piece of you that has been moved, and you can feel it sort of calling to you from somewhere else on your person.
Can I tell where that would be on me?
Mm-hmm. Those ornaments that you found. Are you wearing them? Did you put them on last
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll kind of pick up one of those locks of hair, kind of stare at it.
Yep.
Can I see anything special about any of them or anything like that?
Yeah, as you pick it up, sort of one of them, there's like a little glint, almost like the sun reflecting off of it, and then a little tiny like butterfly flies out of it and then poofs into just like mist. You have until at the moment, just how we're going to handle this. You do not have any sorcery points right now.
Oh.
They are all in your...
So all the ones that I had
all the
left over last night?
Yep. Are stored in your beard ring.
So I don't gain any on rest anymore?
No, you will, just not this one.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. So
I'll kind of also then wake up and kind of right outside while everybody else is waking up and everything. What is it? Hot, cold?
It's sticky. It's humid. It hasn't gotten hot yet. But it never really cooled off either.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to just kind of step out of my tent and then use shape water to splash water on my face.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Are you guys gonna head out?
Yeah, I think it's about time.
Anything else the rest of you want to do?
No. Fill water bottles, do that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we did use a lot of water.
And which way are you going? Are you going this way, or are you going this way?
I say we go to the right side.
I'll look at Bill and say, how about we try to follow where that thing went?
What?
Especially since it's sort of where the compass is. Can you show us the way?
Yeah, we'll make it. We will take the. Let's see, can we? Yeah. What I recommend is that we go across the short log, because the plant creature. Can we kind of like see the.
I'll
I'll
let you guys know that it's there. I'm not careful of that over there.
So
once Vivhik points that out, it's like you can't miss it.
Okay. Yeah, I would still recommend going over the shorter log than the longer log, just as a course of like.
I agree.
Less opportunity of falling in and causing more fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. If that's the way you're going.
Where did we when we split that thing in half, where was it exactly on the island? Was it near this log at all? Did it affect this log at all?
Did it affect the log? No, it was in this general kind of area.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure
far
that
enough away from the log. Yeah, the log is safe
cool.
to cross. Yep.
All right, let's get at it.
I have far worse things prepared for you guys than that.
I'm going to make Roz and Bigley go before me.
Yeah, it's
I'll leave at the rear.
that log's short enough. I'm not going to make you guys make any checks or anything to cross it. You're able to just fine right now.
I'm gonna put the hood of my cloak of the elven kind up and just try to be stealthy.
Okay.
I'm a tease her and just be like, the sun's getting to you, huh? You have a little bit of a headache there.
I'm great. Thank you.
You don't look it. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if you guys want to
move your marker.
Move your character.
Oh, I'm a passenger princess. That's Mike's job.
I got it. That's all right. So yeah, you guys make your way over to this side of the
I will point out to Lady Rosalyn where I see where I saw the tracks of the humanoid.
And they're still there. They're absolutely still there.
Can I investigate them or anything that I would notice outside of what they noticed?
No, it all just looks like a
Lady Rosalyn, what does your tiger nose smell?
Yeah, heavy footfall, footprints.
I mean, you guys
Are you
have
in
never
your human
been
form right now?
No, I've been staying in my cat form.
Oh, so you're just wearing this cloak as a cat too?
Yeah, my clothes don't go away.
Okay.
Nope.
I mean, honestly, I don't actually need to put that hood up to have advantage on stealth checks because I already have advantage on stealth checks to begin with, but
I'll just try to picture a cat with the hood on.
It's like a camouflage, I was trying to look more like our surroundings. That's really what I was doing.
Yeah, the white and bright pink clash a little bit with the dark green and
yeah.
brown.
I'm sure my colors stand out.
So we'll make our way towards the southeastern corner. And then...
You, in the daylight, in the early morning daylight, you are able to find these footprints without any issue. I mean, they're as clear as day. They're right there, and more so, they're actually now that you can see more of them trailing off into the woods. It appears that it is almost on a little game trail itself. Very easy to follow.
All right, cool.
Was that what you guys are going to do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Just remember to keep your wits about you.
Strawbill, when you saw this, did it seem menacing or that it had bad vibes, or
no?
Was it just watching us?
More like it was observing us. Yeah. And it wasn't hiding. Like it was literally just standing there.
Huh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really strange.
That is strange. And it was a wooden form of like the iteration?
That's as close as it definitely looked like wood, and but it was definitely like the body type was like iteration. The face wasn't, but it did have like filigree and things like that, but it didn't that's why I thought maybe it was its older brother or
interesting. Did we ever talk to Lord Graham about iteration? How he came across it or anything?
You didn't.
No. Yeah.
He was never asked about iteration 7.
I wonder if they're related in some way.
But
Huh?
for the rest of you, iteration 7 is the only one that you've ever seen, except
Like,
now,
yeah.
with the exception of Straw Bill, who has seen a second being that resembles him.
So yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying we should chase him down out of the way, but he's obviously not, or they are not, hiding their tracks. So
And it's the same direction your compass is pointing?
I'll pull out the compass and double check, but yeah, it's off in this
Might as well
direction.
check it out.
Same
Yeah.
direction.
So yeah, let's go.
So yeah, you follow that trail for a little way, and as you're walking, like you're checking the compass, and it's still in the same general direction, but if like the tracks go this way, the compass is pointing like this way, like it's still, it's just a little left of center with the compass, but more of a hard left with the tracks.
So I will make the suggestion that once I start to notice that we actually do follow the tracks, because I feel it's a distinct possibility that there might be a community or some type of town or village at the end of these tracks, or this person's living like situation, like, and
Like Robinson Crusoe.
right, and we might need a guide or someone who knows the lay of the land instead of wandering around this mysterious rock.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can communicate with him. I mean, we always have gold, but yeah.
So you follow that for a little while longer, and eventually you do come to a little clearing. And as you guys are approaching, are you trying to be quiet as you're walking through here? Like,
I am, at least.
I don't know if we can be that subtle with. Is Vivhik's armor quieted?
I am
It's like,
hanging out toward the back, but yeah, I'm very, very much not a quiet person when it comes to moving around.
I'm gonna have all of you make me a stealth check.
Okay. I have a character sheet. Sorry.
I have disadvantage, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
You
Oh,
got
boy.
0? Yeah.
I got a 8.
I'm sorry, what? Holy. Okay.
My God.
As you are making your way through the woods, the rest of you are like real Pink Panther about this thing. Just
Literally.
not a high DC at all. And Vivhik is just like he may as well be wearing just pots and pants. He's just clanking through the jungle,
Gonna look back at him
Comes
like,
out of,
could you keep it down?
All right, not everybody is as small as you. So I'm like taking Eclipse and kind of chopping down these hanging vines and stuff to make enough room for myself to get there.
As you come through the woods into a small clearing, there is a campfire and 2 figures seated at it that are just staring right at you. This entire, like, they've been waiting for you to break through the underbrush right where you come out. And you see the same figure from last night and a large armadillo-like being that's about he's seated right now, but you guess standing up he'd be about 8-9 feet tall or so. On the ground next to the smaller figure is a very ornate looking warhammer, and the 2 of them both look at you, and the armadillo figure sort of waves one thick heavy clawed hand and waves you over. They don't appear threatening.
Like, looks like we found your friend, Bill.
hopefully they're at least a friend. I will go up and as bravely as I can, because this is a strange situation. And hello, and well met. Are you two not, I guess, native to the island, but do you know these parts?
And the armadillo-looking figure sort of raises his head to look at you, and he's native? No, we's not native here, but we've been here a long time, Marcy and I, and we heard you last night. Marcy went off to look for you, and figured y'all'd find your way here soon enough. So we had us some breakfast, and we've been waiting for you.
Haven't you been bothered by these crazy plants?
Oh, sure. Yeah, everything in here is a dangerous place to be, but you've been make your way around the island long enough, you sort of learn what to look for and what to stay away from.
Well, it's nice to see a pair of faces that doesn't want to try to kill us. Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Don't want to.
I
Don't
look
mean you
for
no
the-
harm. What was that?
Do I look for the hawk? Do I see a hawk?
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
at the moment. Yeah.
And then I apologize for interrupting, but that was
No, that's all right. And he looks you all over and he says, "I'm Hoopa, and this is when he kind of pats the other figure on the shoulder and says, "This here's Mossy."
Mossy.
Mossy, and he don't talk much, but we've been here a long time. We had a third friend of ours, but he left a couple weeks ago. Said he had a way off the island, and we haven't seen him since. But there are others.
How did you end up on the island? Did you crash your boat as well?
It's been a long time since I thought about that. Didn't crash so much as sort of wound up here by accident. I'm find myself to be a bit of a traveler of faraway places. And sometimes I travel to places that I don't rightly intend to go on, but I haven't been able to leave since I came. Something strange about this island. Mossy here did wind up on a boat, but that was long before I got here.
Insight check on him. Does he seem like he's being truthful, or?
Yep, absolutely.
And
out of curiosity, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and like sincere, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't seem threatening at all. He's very openly answering questions that strangers are asking him. Heavily armed strangers at that.
Right.
It could be lies.
Could be.
You don't think so?
You said your name was Umfa?
Hoofum Ord. But yeah.
I'm known as Straw Bill.
Oh, pleasure. Pleasure, Straw Bill.
Pleasure. And I checked this. I looked to see. Can I do an Arcana check?
What are you looking for?
He said he's a traveler from like distant places.
Sure.
I don't know much about other worlds, but I understand that there are other planes. as being a warlock. Like I get that part of it.
Right.
Do I? One, how old does this guy look? And I mean, he's an armadillo, but does he have like an aged face and like are his whiskers like white?
Is this
And
a
then
common
yeah.
race?
also-
Like we've all seen armadillo
No,
people before?
You have
No.
not seen one of these guys before.
Okay.
Like,
Is it possible for me to help him with that since my Arcana's +5?
Yeah. So you're trying to ascertain if he's otherworldly,
other planar,
extra planar, sure.
Yeah.
Planner traveler? I don't know.
Yeah, you can't ascertain his age, really, just given the nature of his sort of natural physicality.
Right.
He is old. He looks very old in that his beard is gray. And there's, aside from the natural sort of wrinkles and textures that are his skin, he does seem to have sort of a weathering about him.
But his armor is in decent repair and like.
So you kind of you got to do a little theater of the mind with that photo. He's not actually wearing any armor. He has sort of thick, heavy, bony plates that are actually part of his body. All he's wearing is just a sort of a tattered brown robe.
Okay. Well, the robe then,
Yeah.
for sure. Like
Yeah.
it, like does the robe is the robe as plain as it looks in the picture?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then also for Mossy Mossy has no other signifying marks, no badges or anything on him, right?
Go ahead and make me a perception roll as you're looking at him. Because he's just
Well,
kind of
he's-
sitting there looking at you guys and sort of idly, like staring at the fire.
While he's doing that, can I try to message Mossy and ask if he can talk or if he just chooses not to?
Yeah, you can. You can certainly try. What do you want to say to him?
Just, can you talk or is it you choose not to?
It's a choice. I don't even like really conversing like this, but I can speak when I want to. You kind of hear that in your head.
I'll kind of message back to him and just be like, sounds good, Moss Man. Leave you alone then.
He kind of nods
So
at you, in thanks.
we're kind of trying to find some special type of stone here or crystal. Is it like a crystal? Mineral.
Yeah, it's a mineral.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did crash land here, and there's this mineral on this island that we need to help get off this island. Do you guys maybe know what's it called again?
Adratite.
Adratite. Have you guys come across some of these adratite veins?
I'll pitch in that it's a blue mineral that pulses with. It has magical properties, but it also it diminishes magical capabilities.
Oh, well, I believe I do. I do know what you're talking about. I am familiar with this, to a degree, anyway.
If you could
There's
just
a place in the mountains. Our friend Lucas went there. We have not seen nor heard from him since.
Was that the same one that went to leave and
It was. He took my key, you see, and that's why I can't leave the island. We were exploring, and we ran into some of the native inhabitants here and decided to spend some time and learn and experience things here before we moved on. And Lucas, he'd had enough. We were going to take Mossy and we were going to leave. Well, Lucas left first. He went in up into the mountains a little higher, and I'll tell you what, y'all look like you could use a bit of a rest yourselves, and maybe some provisions. I know a place, the village we've been staying at.
There are other people here.
Oh, sure, yeah. There's people been living here since the beginning. There's structures all over this island. If you go looking for them, most of the people stick to the higher elevations and out of the valleys and things. There's real nasty critters living down this way.
Yeah.
Do
I think we met a few.
you maybe want to come with us to get your key back?
Well, I try not to stay too far from the village, if I can help it. They're a capable lot, but not too many fighters, you see.
And this key, if you get it back, are you planning on leaving or do you want to stay here?
I sure would like to leave. I'm getting a bit long in the tooth, as they say, and finding someplace safe to just spend my days would be real nice. Mossy and I could find somewhere safe, just be, would be great. But that ain't really the way here on the island. So I'd much appreciate it if you could help me get that key back.
Is it help you travel? Is it the key to your boat?
I think it's a key to a door.
The key to all sorts of doors.
All doors.
Interesting. Well,
Focus.
if you can give us the direction that we can go to find that mineral, we can always keep our eyes out for that guy as well. I mean, I'm sure you want to know what happened to him.
Yeah, well, I'd sure like to see him return safe as well, but unfortunately I don't believe that is...
Did he steal your
that is the
key, or did
case.
you give him this important key?
Well, I thought he was more of a reputable folk than he turned out to be. He did take it in the night. But I harbor no ill will towards him. I would like to see him safe if he is safe, but you've experienced this place a bit yourselves. You know safety is not a constant. Yeah.
If for some
Yeah,
reason we can't find him or the key, you could always come back with us on our ship to get off this island.
I might take you up on that. That'd be mighty fine of you.
I'd hate to leave anybody here that doesn't want to be here. This place is awful.
Oh, it's not awful. It's just nature being nature. I just prefer at this point to find a place where nature's a little less aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interpose my bias here, but what are you part of a circle?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. I've
What circle are you a part of?
Well, and he kind of holds up a hand, and real quick, I need to look at something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He holds up a hand and he says, well, it's a bit ironic I find myself in this place. You see, the circle I belong to, we study the sort of natural fiery spirit of things. And when he says that, the campfire in front of him sort of lifts, like the flame sort of flows up into his hand, like floating just above the palm of his hand, and then shoots up above him and sort of swirls around itself for a second and then takes the shape of a large flaming hawk, much bigger than a normal hawk, that sort of flaps its wings and then settles and rests gently on his shoulder.
When he does that, I will repeat the noise that I heard last night.
Mm-hmm. The hawk on his shoulder immediately, like its head snaps to look at you, and it makes that same noise at you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And
I sent this one here last night out into the jungle, looking for old Mossy when he ran off from me. Helped guide him home. Well, back to me anyway.
I signed to Mossy where you lost.
And he just shakes his head no.
Okay. But does it look like he was watching my fingers and understanding them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I'll step forward and say, well, friend, I think you told us a lot about yourselves. Let us introduce who we are. To my right here, and I'll point to Roz, is the Lady Rosalyn. And this...
He stands up and walks over to you, Lady Rosalyn, and he is about 9.5 feet tall and about 4.5 feet wide. This creature is enormous.
How is he compared to Vivhik?
He's also much taller and broader than Vivhik.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up. I'm like 5'4".
And he just kind of walks over to you and extends sort of one of his long clawed fingers and bows to you a little bit in an effort to, like, very pleased to meet you.
I'm gonna put my hand in his, and when he goes to bow, I'm gonna be like, "Oh no, none of that. We don't need that here."
Well, a lady is due a lady's respect.
You're a very respectful guy, it seems like. But we're in the middle of nowhere on an island, so we don't need all that.
Well, just because you're in the wilderness does not mean you throw out decorum. And he turns to Vivhik. And you, sir, what is your name?
I am Vivhik, the Aegis of the Moon. I am tasked with this one's safety.
Something tells me that this one gives you an awful lot of trouble, don't she?
Yeah, very much so. But she keeps me on my toes.
Straw Bill, I've already made your acquaintance, but and he kind of looks around a little bit. And there's a little one around here, I see. Where'd that fluffy one go?
During this whole conversation while he was talking to all of them, can I roll something to have tried to climb up onto his shoulder?
Make me a stealth check. And then if that's successful, we'll see how you do with climbing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
17.
It's gonna be a 14, actually.
What's a 14? Oh, because you're exhausted?
Or 13.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're trying to sneak up behind him, and he does have a tail. You're trying to sneak up behind him, and his tail sort of just as you're like getting ready to climb up him, and his tail just sort of wraps around you and picks you up and sort of brings you out in front of him. He goes, aha! There you are. I was wondering where you had gotten off to.
I'll say it, and this one's a wily one if you haven't figured that out already.
Yeah, I can tell. You got, you are a bit of nature, ain't you? But you ain't all the way from here either, are you? And he kind of cocks his head like he's reading you almost.
You could say something like that, I suppose.
What's your name, boy?
Oh, my name's Bigley. Pleased to meet you.
That's a fitting name, ain't it?
Oh, sure is. Only one who agrees so far.
Sets you down.
You have to watch yourself around this one, just like
Oh,
your homeboy stole that thing during the night. This guy, he's capable of doing the same thing. Pulled a fast one over on us a little while ago.
I don't think he'll be much of a problem for me
he's a
at all.
good guy. Don't listen to
Just
them.
saying, watch your pockets.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet all of you. Why don't we make our way to the village, get us a little something to eat? Mike and you could see about restocking yourselves if you need any supplies or anything, and then once that's done, I'll guide you up into the mountains a piece and set you on your way.
Lady Rosalyn's ears perk up at the thought of shopping.
It's a small town. We don't have much, but we get by.
One question. Do you happen to have anybody in town that specializes in fungus?
Well, I know a bit about fungus. What are you looking to learn?
Kind of reach into my beard and pull out a mushroom. Kind of always had this happen, but seems to be running out a little bit. Kind of like my mushrooms. I prefer to keep them around.
Well, and he reaches down with, two of his very big claws and sort of plucks it out of your hand delicately and holds it up. And you just grow these out of your beard, do you?
Yeah, they just kind of happen.
When did this start happening?
It's always been a thing. You eat them, you have fun with them. Depends on how you cook them up.
Now that is interesting. And he pops it into his mouth and just starts slowly chewing it.
Oh, I'd be a little careful eating them up raw like that.
Oh, you're about in for a party.
If you think this is the first time I had one of these, you are quite mistaken. But for now, why don't y'all follow me back to the village? That's all right.
They're a little extended release, so we probably have time to get to the village before you feel it.
I'll warn you, though. I'm doing you a kindness. The people that live here, they're doing you a kindness. And he stands up a little taller and seems to get a little bit more intimidating and a little bit bigger than you initially thought. And he looks at each of you in turn and says, I expect y'all to be on your best behavior.
Only the best. Of course. Always.
I would tell Strawbill that.
I haven't forgotten that y'all are still strangers. But
What? I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I muttered that under my breath.
Right, and I'm standing not that far away from you. What did you just? I actually didn't hear it.
Oh, I was just talking to myself.
What did you say?
As a player, you want to know, or are you asking a straw
Yeah.
bell? Oh, as a player,
No,
I...
I'm asking as a player.
Oh, okay. He said we better be on our best behavior, and because they're giving us niceties, and I said I would look at Straw Bill.
Uh-huh. Alright.
I'll as we start to make our way, I would like to let it be known that we have more crew that's kind of washed ashore. They don't mean any harm. We're honestly just trying to figure out a way to get off this island, and that has something to do with those crystals.
Well, I like to think that we've found a mutually beneficial agreement. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
All right.
It's about the best news we've heard in a few days now.
You
What
know,
kind of
crew
food are
is
we
not the
talking?
one I'm worried about. It's the I'd be more worried for them than of them.
You
Yeah,
mentioned food.
Yeah, there'll be food. Don't you worry, miss.
All right.
All right. Now, let's be on our way, shall we?
Lead the
I'll follow
way.
you.
And, he kind of throws up his arm, and the hawk takes off into the sky, and you guys begin making your way through the jungle.
Make my way down.
Pretty much without incident. I mean, the way he's leading you, it's a well-worn trail. Seems like they've used it many times. He just kind of stops you and tells you to be quiet every once in a while, and you see like certain creatures in the distance pass and things like that. And after about 25 minutes or so of walking, you guys come to another sort of arm of this river that's flowing throughout the island, and you've walked up into the jungle, like up a sort of a slope in elevation, into this little valley, where you see a
pretty.
small village that has been built along this fresh water source.
I have a quick
So
question.
pretty.
What was his
Mhm.
demeanor as he's leading us through the forest? Was it caution? Was it kind of a little bit of confident
yeah.
demeanor as he's walking through?
It's the confidence of someone who has walked this trail many, many times, and the
Okay.
cautiousness of someone who knows that this wilderness is not to be
Sure.
trifled with.
Gotcha.
Hmm. And at the same time, a reverence for it as well, I would say.
Right. He respects everything.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
walk
get to
up
this.
next to him and lean over and be like, I've got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How'd you know before we got to you that we were going to be nice? Why did you immediately think that we were okay?
Oh, I didn't. I knew you were dangerous folk. You dealing with those monsters. But Marcy told me he was watching your fight. What did you say, Marcy? Was the silliest, bravest thing you've ever seen? And he looks at Bigley. He's like, you, sir. I would not tempt fate the way you do much longer.
It's not tempting. I know precisely what I'm doing 100% of the time.
I point to from there, and I'm like, see, you should listen to him. Seems like a wise man.
Well, it's all the same to you. And he kind of gestures to the village in front of you. And says, I'd like to welcome you to Bast.
Bast. Like B-A-S-T?
B-A-A-S-T.
Oh, okay.
At least that's how I spell it. I don't know how they spell it. Not much need for writing when you're spending most of your time surviving. Not in the way we do on the mainland, but that's all right.
This is
This is beautiful.
yeah, this is quite the place.
It's protected and it is safe. Not too many problems come down here. Not none, but
Are
we've been
there
able to stay here safely for a while.
any customs we should know about so we don't step on any toes accidentally?
Oh, ideally, you just treat each other with some grace and respect and kindness. No strangers to outsiders here. Some of them, most of them, in fact, were at one point, but and just haven't been able to find their way off. But respect is, I would say, the biggest cultural tradition of the land.
That I can do.
With that, before we get into town, why don't we take a quick 10-minute break?
Sweet.
And then we'll be back.
Alrighty, guys, stay here. We'll be back. 10 minutes.
All right. right. Welcome back. Okay, so you are in the village of Bast. Hoofum sort of guides you through and he points to one shack and goes, over there is we have one of our residents happens to be was a trader before they came here. They were a merchant, and they have certain odds and ends. Not much, mind you, but they might have something of value for you. Usually some basic supplies, and I think you might even have some healing salves, that sort of thing. And then if any of your weapons need tending to or anything like that, and he points to another hut off to the side where you can see outside there is sort of what looks like a small forge set up. Very, very sort of slapdash, real utilitarian. They're not making art there. It's the kind of place where they're just able to put out, some real basic sort of building supplies and that sort of thing. Maybe some tools every once in a while, but nothing crazy. And, he says, "Oh, there's Goran's residence. He might be able to help you for any maintenance or what have you." Beyond that, feel free to rest. Not much else to see here, and then we can get some. I'll rustle up some food, and we can be on our way.
You got anybody magically inclined?
Aside from myself, not really. What perks your interest?
Well, I found these here rings last night, and put them on, and this morning I'm feeling funky.
Oh, funky, huh? And he kind of bends over and he takes them from you, and let me just check something real quick. Looks at him, and the sort of gentle aura that looks almost like a heat haze sort of surrounds them, and then he goes, "Well, those are quite interesting, aren't they? What manner of magic do you possess there, little one?"
About that. Doesn't quite lend itself to any particular element or anything like that. Just sometimes gets a little crazy.
Crazy how exactly?
Well, I'll do things, and then sometimes I'll turn into a goat. Might turn into a plant. Sometimes I'm just able to do a lot more. Haven't really figured out what's going on with that, though.
Well, sometimes a person is blessed, as it were, with a connection to sort of the raw essence that is magic. And it is a difficult beast to tame. These rings of yours, wear them. They'll be real useful to you in the future, although they might make it complicated at times. But basically, they'll help you sort of store some of that natural magical energy for yourself, and you can use that later.
Huh. Okay. I see.
Yeah. But like you, they're a bit chaotic. in and of themselves. But anyway, if y'all have need of those two services, I'm gonna just hop over to my house, and I'll get us all something to snack on while we travel. In the meantime, I recommend you go over and visit Sunrise, see if he's got anything of use for you, and then maybe visit Gorin if you need your weapons tended to.
Okay.
And then he
Thank
and
you.
Mossy kind of just shuffle off towards one of the other shacks.
Do you suppose they're vegetarians here? I mean, if you eat the flesh of that plant-like being, are you a vegetarian?
That's too philosophical for me. I don't got time to think about things like that.
I'm just wondering what kind of food he's gonna bring back.
No idea, but I'm gonna head over to the general store.
Bill, I
See
think
what he
you
got.
are muted.
I'll head over towards the hut that he indicated as Gorin's.
Okay. All right.
I'll follow Vivhik.
And I'm gonna go back to his house.
You're gonna follow him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll start with Straw Bill. So you make your way over to that shack with the forge, and outside you can hear the soft ping of a hammer on an anvil as this guy is working. A little bit of metal, and you see a very tall Goliath, just like Vivhik, standing there, and he sees you as he walks up, and you must be new here. I suppose Hoofum sent you over, didn't he?
He did.
Hmm.
We are.
What,
Are you Gorin?
I am Gorin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Hi. You can call me Bill.
Nice to meet you, Bill. We don't get many new folk here, but when we do, it's always obvious. Imagine you guys will be staying for a while, won't you? Most people do.
It's possible, but I hope not. Though looking at Ufum, my hopes and reality may be two different things.
Well, if anybody can help you get off this rock, it's him. It's a shame what Lucas did to him. We were all hoping to leave with him, but unfortunately, Lucas made that a lot more difficult.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here about 10 years. Ufum's only been here about 2.
Oh.
They were just enjoying the sights and learning from some of the native folk that are here. Most of them, unfortunately, have left the village and moved deeper into the jungle. A lot of them started following this cult that somehow sprang up a little higher up into the mountains. It's a shame. It's a shame when an idea can... Well,
Colt?
we don't need to talk about that. You came here for help.
Indeed. I am in possession of something that might cause me issue down the road if I don't get more mundane means. And I take out my bullet pouch, and I'm like, I have a feeling that the atropite
Yep.
atropite may affect these pretty perversely. And these are just bullets, but they are cannonballs that have been shrunk down through magic.
eyes kind of widen a little bit. So you don't say.
Yeah, I'll take out one. I'll take out one of odds and ends and swing the ring around and drop the bullet through the ring.
Yeah, and it enlarges in size and just thumps into the ground and leaves a small divot and just sits there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that I can see how that might be problematic for you.
So I'd like to. I was wondering if you could maybe cast or create some bullets, preferably about 50 of them. I don't know how long we're gonna be here. If it's gonna take a couple of days or a day or so.
I don't think you need to even wait that long. I've seen weapons like that before I came here, and it just so happens I have some just taking up space.
And would you like to trade for them or?
I mean, what do you have to trade with? Gold's a bit useless here on the island.
Oh, lame.
I take out my backpack and take out my leather armor, and I'm like, I don't really need this anymore. I don't know if you could repurpose this into something that you could use.
Good suit of armor on this island is, well, without being funny, it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
So.
But I show him. Well, I like run my fingers along where the mark is on my beak, and I'm like, I'm a little more protected without it. My magic kind of
leans down and looks at it and says, "That Wolfrin do that for you?"
And I will tentatively say, and the shepherds shall guide me.
I don't know anything about that. Just one smith recognizes another's work, you know?
Yes, Wolfrin Ironarm did in fact do this work for me.
That was gorgeous. I had pleasure in meeting him once, but I never got to really talk shop, unfortunately. But you see somebody's engraving like that, you tend to remember it in our line of work. So that is beautiful. But yeah, if I'd be happy to give you the box that I have in exchange for a good suit of armor. That'll go a long way to some of the younger ones in the village that do hunting and things like that. Be real helpful.
Yeah, because it doesn't do and then Gorham, I'll also could you keep my bullets on hand until we return? Simply want these to as might happen become too heavy a burden to bear on our journey.
I would be very happy to do that for you.
So I empty the pouch into the box and switch out the bullets. So odds and ends will now be firing normal bullets for a little while.
Is there anything else I can do for you? Need anything mended or looked at?
No, I don't think so. But if the credit of that suit of armor could go towards any of the rest of my companions' needs or necessities, I would find it a favor that I would deeply appreciate.
Smiles at you and says, I'll see what I can do. I think that would be just fine.
I'll then bid you adieu, and hopefully we'll see each other before scamper off towards the mountains.
God's willing, if y'all are successful, I might be going with you. Just about enough of this place myself.
Oh, Oh. Is that where Lucas ran off to?
Well, that's what we think, yeah.
Oh, and he took the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
When Hoopum arrived here, it was a bit of a shock to those of the rest of us. And Sunrise and I were on the same ship when it got marooned here. It's by the grace of gods that we found our way inland and survived it all. Here comes Hoopum one day, just walking out of one of the empty huts like he'd been living here his entire life. Said he would take those of us that wanted to leave with him when he left, and Lucas was with him at the time, came with him.
Oh.
Not long ago, took the key and left.
Huh. And you, by chance, you, I know it's been a while, but do you recall the name of your ship?
Oh, the ship? Yeah, it was the
Insert name of ship here.
insert name of ship here. Yeah, it was
Okay.
the
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
yeah. No. It's all good.
Hilarious. So yeah. Well, I do know what it feels to be like lost out at sea. It's an unfortunate experience. But yeah, if we can help you guys return, or at least get off the island to more civil environs, then that would be fantastic.
Would indeed. And it's been a long time. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to help out your friends if they should they come over and see me, of course.
I'll then head over to the to Sunrise's hut.
Rosalyn and Vivhik, you walk over to Sunrise's hut and knock on the door. There's no answer at first, and then you kind of hear a clattering from inside, and the door sort of flies open, and out walks this sort of calico-looking tabaxi with what used to be very fine merchant's clothes that are now just sort of patchwork and tattered, and he's doing his best to maintain them or whatever. He
well.
kind of pokes his head out and he's, who is disturbing Sunrise right now?
Have I seen tabaxi before?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they're fairly common.
Okay.
Widely regarded as shrewd merchants and traders, and it's not, especially in Caldis being a port city, like
Yeah.
you'd have grown up with them in the markets and more prominent ones, running some of the shipping lanes for your father. And that sort
I
of
feel
thing,
like
so.
I like them because I turn into a tiger.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I hope we weren't disturbing you.
Sunrise wasn't napping. It was sunset.
Oh, I do apologize. I hate to interrupt a good nap.
What do you need? What do you want?
We're kind of new on this island, and we came over here to Hoofum sent us to make
yes,
sure.
the big one.
Yeah, he sent us to make sure there wasn't any supplies we might need for our journey.
Flies. Oh. What journey is this? You come to island, you come to Sunrise, you need help, you want things, you want Sunrise's things?
Only trade if there's any supplies you might have for trade.
Sunrise might trade. Sunrise likes to trade, yes. This was my job. This is my lot in life, my career,
Oh,
my passion.
really?
Come in,
Have you
come in.
traveled
Yes,
all over with that?
Claps his hands. I've traveled. Sunrise travels everywhere. Every morning you see the sunrise. And he brings gifts.
I like that.
Please, come in. Come in. Sunrise will show you. What do you need? What have you your eyes on?
What kind of supplies do you have that is ready for sale?
Everything. And he takes you in the house. It looks like a hoarder standing here. Now he's just got like interestingly shaped like rocks and like this, there's a pile of leaves and one in sort of a like a makeshift frame that he built and is like hung crooked on a wall. There's like random bits and bobs, like clearly just debris from the ship that he was on that he's sort of hoarded and scavenged and put on shelves and things like that. And, he's holds up a fork and he's like, this fork came from Akarok and it is a very fine piece of fork. It's bent, it's rusty, it's twisted, it's just shit. He's like, there's all manner of things, and he holds up an interesting rock and he says, no, we cannot part with that one is special to Sunrise. But if you see something you like, please feel free to make an offer. Sunrise has many wares for sale.
Do I see anything that would be useful for us?
You do see he's got like a little rack on one wall that's got like 3 vials in it that look suspiciously like healing potions. And at this point, Strawbill, you have also made, it's not a very big village. Like you've made your way over there.
Are those I'm just kind of like moving them back and forth a little bit. Is that a healing potion up there?
Ah, the juice. You like the juice? I will get for you. I will get you the juice. And he goes over and he pulls the rack down and turns to you and he says, Sunrise has only a few healing salves left, but if we can get the right ingredients, Sunrise can make more if you need more, but it will take quite some time.
Oh, that's awesome that you have that skill. Thank you. I'm sure we'll need those. What other type of healing stuff do you have?
I think he kind of goes to another sort of one of the smaller rooms in his little hovel there and starts rooting around. You can hear him, but he's like tossing things over his shoulders. He's looking for stuff, and he comes back out and he's got a very worn little leather bag, like a little satchel. And he says, this Sunrise was able to trade for this from the ship's doctor, from the last ship that we're on. This has some basic medical bandages and things in it that might still be good. I have not opened it. Sometimes Sunrise does not look always in his things, but he always looks at his things.
I understand exactly what you mean, Sunrise. Yeah, we might need that too. It seems we get hurt a lot on our journeys. Do you have anything for mining?
Mining? What do you need to mine with?
Atrite? What is it again?
Adratite.
Adratite.
I don't know this.
It's this type of mineral. It looks really pretty. It's blue, and
pretty minerals.
We're needing
Sunrise
it.
does like pretty minerals.
Have you
Ever
seen
my
them?
rocks? No.
Where'd
blue
you get
rocks.
these rocks?
I found these in the river out front.
Oh. So there's more in the river out front?
I will find them.
Maybe someone else could find them too?
No, then they would take them. Sunrise wants to find them. I need to find them all. They're mine. You just don't know it yet.
Do you have anything you think would be fun and unique?
Everything is fun and unique. And he like reaches into another pile of stuff and
I should have
pulls
described
out
that better.
a literal ball of yarn, and is like, and it's a little mildewy. It's not like you couldn't make anything out of this. And he's just like, this can be all the fun Sunrise needs in an afternoon. Some days, if you can. And he starts pulling it out. And he's like, you can open it. You can stick to things, and he throws it, and it just like sticks to a wall, and then slowly slides down it. He's like, there's all kinds of fun to be had with all manner of.
You know what? Put that on the pile too. I love a good ball of yarn.
I'm gonna
Yes.
grab that and put it back. It's like, maybe not today.
He's the fun killer. He's I can't take him grocery shopping. Everything I put in the cart, he takes back out when he thinks I'm not looking.
Yes, he looks not fun.
You're telling me. Well,
Sunrise, my friends and I were
Yes,
planning
big man.
on going up the mountain.
You are going up the mountain. I would
Yes.
not do this. Sunrise would not do this. Sunrise touches everything, but this Sunrise will not go there. No.
I
very bad
understand that
place.
it is a dangerous quest, but this is something that must be done.
why
But
do
with-
you not go up there?
I choose life. Sunrise would like to rise again.
What have you heard is up there?
Nothing good. Everything bad.
These are very vague answers.
I'm a very vague person.
Would Sunrise have something that could help us achieve our goal of getting to the mountain and staying alive?
Besides the medicine and bandages,
Yes.
I will give you advice. Don't do it.
Sunrise, do you want gold for trade?
It has been quite some time since I've seen much gold. But Sunrise has no use for gold on the island.
I mean, you're
There's
planning on
no
getting
other
off with
stores.
us, so
I could. Yes, this would be good for Sunrise.
I mean,
Back.
just coming off the island fresh and having some gold to start with is going to be so much better than the rest of the people coming off the island who have nothing.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay. Ooh.
He looks at you and he says, "Show me this gold."
I'm gonna pull my my little pouch out, and it's gonna be decorated with hot pink stripes on it. And I'm gonna open the pouch.
You have like a 90s Dayglow wallet.
Yeah,
course
pretty
you do.
much.
All right.
Yeah, there's even a chain.
Okay.
And I'll show him my gold. How much do you think that these medical supplies are worth?
Well, they are quite valuable for the village. It will take me time to make some more.
I
will
understand
say to
that.
you- I will say to you, I can part with them for 30 gold.
Okay. You got it. You got a deal. It's a good thing you do here for the village.
They are quite shiny. I am very impressed.
That includes
Sunrise-
the
Sunrise
bag of
likes
medical
the shine.
supplies?
That will be 10. 10 additional.
Oh, so 40?
Hmm.
Okay.
Please, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
40 for Sunrise.
Perfect. All right.
You mentioned that you can make some more, but you need an ingredient. What kind of ingredient do you need?
Oh, there are plants. Sunrise has a garden out back. I grow them there. I just need to go harvest them. But it will take time to make them effective.
Okay.
Hmm.
I didn't know if that was something that we could keep an eye out for you.
Oh no. Sunrise has it has prepared. Everyone has a role in this place. I was a trader, now I try to be a healer. Sunrise is a better trader.
You clearly are one of the best I've ever worked with.
Thank you. You are very kind to Sunrise.
Well, if we're able to get what we need to get off the island and you are still not able to get off the island, you are welcome to come with us.
Oh, that is very kind of you, once again. I will remember this. I do hope you do not die. But you will most likely die. In which case, sunrise will remember you.
I've got 9 lives.
Mm-hmm. So does sunrise.
I'll give him a nod and head out the door.
I don't know. Toodaloo, I'll follow.
Have a very nice day, all of you. And then he notices Strawbill. Kenku, you. What need have you of sunrise?
Sunrise, I don't know that I need anything from your shop. But I would like to lighten the load that I do have in my backpack. I pull out
I have things for sunrise.
pull out let's see, do I actually have anything? I'll pull out a bell
Meow.
and a bag of ball bearings.
Most interesting.
I have there's a flute that I have that I am not using. It's
And you would just give these to sunrise.
how about we do this? I'll start a line of credit or trade with you, so that someday down the road, should our paths meet again, we will remember this trade.
So you offered me a flute and a bell and a bag of ball bearings and a promise.
And a promise. And also, I will take the ring of protection off of my hand.
Oh. What is this?
This is a ring of protection that I've had for quite a while. But I feel that, and I look at him, that the shepherd guides my way.
And he kind of looks at you for a second.
I will take these from you and your promise. Should we meet again, but you will most likely die, so I'm not that worried about it. But should we meet again,
Should we meet
I
again?
will honor this deal. Perhaps you will bring me a story, or maybe some more things. We can trade even more.
Or some more things. Exactly. That's from your kind voice to the ears of our provider. As I'm moving stuff out of my backpack. But yeah, so I'm basically going to get rid of a bunch of stuff that I've never used out of my inventory. But then also I look around the shop and do I see anything that I might be interested in?
Not really. To be honest
No.
with you, it's mostly just junk at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then I'll walk. I bid you a good day, Sunrise, and hopefully we will meet again.
And to you as
hopefully
well, Kenku.
to get off this island. Oh, and you can call me Bill.
Bill. Yes, Sunrise will remember Bill and his promise and his things. He
I'll
rings the
I'll
bell a little bit.
right. I'll walk up behind Vivhik as I leave the store. And Vivhik, just so you know, if you go to Goran's shop, I've traded some armor to him, and he will use that as a line of credit if you need anything repaired or if you need anything from his shop.
Much obliged.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Lady Roz and say you've been quite accommodating to some people, saying that we would give them a ride on a ship that you don't own.
Would you leave people stranded on the island?
If it was up to me, I wouldn't. But
Well,
not my ship.
I will talk to whoever I have to talk to. I don't think we should leave them behind.
I just don't want to make false promises. That's all. I'm sure a few people will be fine, but I'm not sure if the captain would like to take on a full village of people. So let's.
Well, you let me deal with that when the time comes.
All right.
Bigley, you follow Hoofum into his house, and he's walking around. He's got kind of a really fairly well-stocked larder that he's sort of rooting around in, and he has not looked at you or acknowledged you, and Mossy is just kind of sitting off to the side. And then as he's digging through things, and he says, I thought you was going with your friends to get reprovisioned and such.
I don't know if I'd call them very much friends. Most of them want to kill me most of the time.
Well, that's a shame.
But you seem awful knowledgeable in the arcane.
I know a few things. I wouldn't call myself a fount of all knowledge on the subject, but I've been around a bit.
I'm just trying to understand.
Well, that's part of the journey, isn't it? What are you trying to understand exactly?
What? Why all of these? Why I'm afflicted with these strange things, and what is going on with me, and why sometimes I can help people a whole lot, but sometimes it all gets a little bit out of whack.
Well, magic is natural. Magic is one of the unifying forces. It fuels nature, and it can create, it can destroy, it can be random. It can be chaotic in the same way that nature is. Sometimes a person is just so suffused with that raw, natural magic that it can be a difficult beast to tame, and presents itself in some interesting and sometimes unfortunate ways. But
Is that what the mushrooms are from too?
might be, yeah. Sometimes that magic tends to manifest on a person, but I think
Oh, go ahead.
try not to look at it as a curse more than it is a gift, because it is a gift, a powerful one at that.
Is there anything that I can do to kind of Because like I said earlier, my mushrooms are kind of going away now, and I'm really looking to keep them around. Is there
Well-
anything I can do to help that?
Of course there is. Like I said, that kind of magic is natural. If you would get a little more in touch with nature and understanding sort of how you can develop a relationship with the magic as opposed to just experience it. You see, people tend to forget that magic is in everything, it is everywhere. The weave is, well, it's a weave. It goes through everything. It is woven into the very fabric of our existence. People, humans particularly, tend to think of themselves as separate from it, when the reality is every living thing on this planet is part of it. And that includes you. Maybe if you found a way to channel that instead of fighting against it, you could start to understand it better.
You said you might be on the road with us here, yes?
It's possible, yeah. I mean, I'm certainly going to guide you up into the hills a little further.
Well, you might be able to show me a trick or two.
I think I might. Just might do that. In
Now,
any case, and he's
journey's
sort of
been-
finished, packed up. Yep, go ahead.
I was gonna just say, this journey's been awful long. I am very exhausted at this point. I think I better get
And
some
he
sleep and...
walks over to you and looks you over for a second and reaches out a long, sort of thickly clawed hand and just sort of boops you on the forehead with it, and you feel a warmth kind of spread through you, and you instantly feel much, much better.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can't do everything for you, but at least perk you up a little bit. So yeah, that'll handle your exhaustion for the time being. But I think it's time we be on our way.
Yeah.
It's got a nice
Sounds
heavy
good.
sack of food, of sort of some travel rations, some dried fruits and vegetables, and some dried meats and things like that. So perhaps we should go meet up with your friends.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Mossy, follow us. Mossy kind of gets up off the little stool he was sitting on. You guys all walk out, and Vivhik and Strawbill and Lady Rosalyn are out there waiting for you. We all ready?
Let's do this. Are you ready?
Indeed I am, miss. So, you guys make your way out of the village, through the jungle, and eventually you come to a clearing. You walk for a few hours. You share some of his fruit, his food with you, and converses with you guys, and then you come to yeah.
I would like to communicate with Mossy about the cult in
Sure.
sign language.
Yeah. What do you want to say to him?
Well, I would like to know, like, what I would make a general inquiry about what the cult was, and then how dangerous they might be.
And he looks at you for a second. He's watching your finger motions, and then he signs back. What do you know of the ancient shepherd?
I have an intimate understanding of the shepherd's existence.
Well, he signs back. Sometimes a being gets a following, and sometimes that following can do good in the world, and sometimes it does not. This is one that does not.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
And as you're walking, I really gotta start labeling these better. Yeah. You come to another set of, another break in the river. There's a couple of more islands. Just make sure these guys are right here. And Hoofum kind of bids you all stop, and says, "We have to go through a bit of a difficult crossing at this point. This is not a safe area to be in, mostly because of the brothers."
Brothers?
Yeah, 3 beasts that roam this part of the jungle. They don't seem to be here at the moment. It's entirely possible we've gotten very, very lucky. But all the same, I would exercise a bit of caution. And as soon as he finishes saying that, there's sort of a loud, sort of a cross between like a long hoot and a howl, and followed by like a very deep scream. And there's some crashing in the trees, and then with a huge, heavy thud, this giant white gorilla lands on the ground. And you see it's got a tail that is sort of coiling up back behind it, that ends in the head of a hissing serpent. And it's sort of got these bony protrusions coming out of its shoulders and along its back, and it's got some of these like faint, almost like porcupine quills running down its back. And it just and Hoofum is like, and it would appear that they are about.
Can I roll a nature to see if I am familiar with
Yeah,
the creature?
You can certainly try.
$16.
You have never seen or heard of anything like this before.
Dang, what was
You've seen
roll
a
for
serpent,
that one?
and you've seen a gorilla. You've never seen a gorilla this big, and you've certainly never seen one with a tail that ends in a writhing, hissing snake.
I hope when you say brothers, you mean just those 3 and not another being.
He goes, "Oh, that's only one of them."
Yeah.
And when he says that, 2 more drop from the trees, and they're all kind of hooting at each other. And that is where we are going to end our session tonight.
Oh, snap. That's not going to leave nightmares.
Yeah, here, I'll show you real quick. Better picture of them. I had one. Where'd it go? Bigger.
Link, thank you for 20 subs gifted.
Woo!
My God, you are a
Link! Oh.
hero.
Link's a stud.
My hero. It was a good time to do that, too.
Oh my god, seriously. No, that was awesome. Yeah, so this is what they look like.
Oh yeah. You know, like Bigley, make it our friend.
That's what I'm trying to do.
This could be a good friend. Okay, you guys. That was a great session. I think we're gonna raid Insomnia Night RPG, you guys. All according to plan, Link. I never doubted you.
Link, and Athena James subscribed as well.
Very nice.
Or is that one of the ones that Link gave us?
I think it was one of the ones that Link gave us. It just only showed one. Is
I don't know anymore. I see people subscribing, and you guys are making me happy. You're amazing. Link is a stud.
He's a VIP.
Right?
All right, so we'll be back on Tuesday with the hunger. We don't have anything this weekend, break time this weekend. Maybe hang out and chat, and if you're lonely and need some D&D talk this weekend.
We are gonna be putting up a poll at some point tomorrow for a discussion topic for this coming Monday when we do one of our College of Nerds workshops.
Yeah.
So if you're in our Discord, if you're not in our Discord, get in our Discord. You can take part in the voting for that and pick the topic we're going to discuss. And then Monday afternoon, in our College of Nerds chat on Discord, we'll have that discussion. So that'll be fun. Those are always a good time. And then Tuesday's the hunger, and then Thursday, Kyle's going to run his
special edition.
Yep, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I think we'll do what? Do we have Lantern Song next weekend? Potentially.
Is it this? What day is next weekend?
The 17th. I don't know. We'll stay tuned for that.
I don't know when Lantern Song
it's going to be a good
honestly.
time. Yeah, I know. But definitely Monday workshop.
Looks like April 19th is when we come back to Lantern Song. So yeah.
Then we'll be starting on Monday or Monday next week or Monday the week after for Tomb of Annihilation.
Yes, we have a new campaign coming out. Yep. This one is not in our homebrew world. It's gonna be Dungeons and Dragons lore. Woo! Yep. We're gonna be doing Tombs of Annihilation, and today that Kyle Bigley here, he's going to be our esteemed DM for it. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be in this, you guys, and
it's gonna be a fun game.
I'll be streaming it, so it'll be our newest flagship story to tune into, and Link's gonna be in there too. Ooh. It's gonna be fun.
We got Link in the game. About time, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's awesome.
But for now, it's time to raid. Stick around. We're gonna raid Insomnia Night RPG, guys. Woo!
Right on.
Thanks for hanging with us. We love you.
Take it easy.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.